This is almost kind of part two of the last video, which is about seasons of the month. In this video, I want to talk to you about consistency. Now, if I could give you one magic bean, if I could give you one killer tip, if I could give you one guaranteed success strategy for your business, it would be that you are consistent. I cannot ever emphasize enough the importance of consistency. And this is twofold for us with the TikTok shop. Okay. So the first reason that this is really, really important for us is because social media algorithms thrive on consistency. The more often you post, the more of you they will show to people. Okay. And I've noticed this on TikTok. If I don't do a live for a couple of days, when I do one, my numbers are right down. TikTok is not showing it to as many people. Remember, social media algorithms aren't people. They're not people sat there going, "Oh yeah, we like her. Oh no, not sure about that. Oh yeah, we'll get that person loads of attention." Algorithms are all computers. It's all code, and the more you feed into the code, the more the code feeds you out. Okay, so that's the first reason it's really important. But the second reason it's really important is because you need to be seen. They reckon now in the age of social media that people need to see something on average 15 to 20 times before they will make a buying decision, which means that they've got to see you and your flexies 15 to 20 times on their phone before they will go, "Yes, I'm ready to buy." Add into the mix of this the fact that not everyone is going to be online when you are, but also someone might be watching something else online when you go on, and so they might not see you. It doesn't mean that you go live 15 times in a row and then someone will buy on the 15th time. It might mean you go live 40 times in a row, they catch 15 of those, and then they're ready to buy. But what they need to see is that you are there. Now, you imagine there's a shop just opened on your high street and it sells something you're quite interested in. And you go in one day and you have a little look and you think, yeah, okay, some cool stuff in here. Maybe see a few things that take your fancy, but you don't buy that day. A couple of days later, you go back down the high street, shop's closed. A few days later, you go back down the high street, shop's closed. A couple of days later, you go down the high street, shop's open, but as you get there, it's closed. What happens? You're going to stop going. If it isn't easily accessible to you, if it's not there when you're there, you're going to stop. You're going to forget about the things that you thought you might buy in there. Or worse still, you're going to think, "Oh, really want to get that, but that bloody shop's never open, so I'm just going to go and order it online. I'm just going to go and order it from a different shop. I'm just going to go and get it somewhere else." Even though consistency is probably one of the hardest things to be in business, and especially on social media, it is by far the most important. And I want us to crack this, because if you crack this, you're away. Okay, you're away. Now, the reason that I wanted to kind of link this in with the last video is because what tends to happen is people come in, they're excited, they're ready to go. They usually come in at the start of the month because that's when they've had enough money to be able to buy some stock or whatever. They get set up, they get going, they do a couple of lives, get a couple of sales, absolutely brilliant. Then things go quiet. And then they lose motivation because they get disappointed that they're not getting the results the same as they were before. And they get disappointed and they get frustrated, they lose motivation, they stop showing up. Guess what happens? The algorithms are affected. People go online and they're not there. When they then do come back on, TikTok doesn't hardly show them to any people. But not only that, some of the people who were going to buy in the first place, they've gone off. They're following someone else. They bought some flexies off someone else. They bought some flexies from me because you weren't there. It's just the season of the month that means that your sales have gone down. That means that it's quiet. What that doesn't mean is close the shop door. And it's really important that you don't. I've now built a little community on my TikToks, which means that I have always got people to talk to. You will do that. That's taken me 3 months to do. And a lot of those people were people who were following me before, or people that I actually know in real life. You'll build up that community, that will come. But you've got to show up for that to happen. And actually, autumn and winter is the best time for you to do that. Autumn and winter is the best time for you to make friends. Go live, talk about the products, but talk about the weather. Have your products on in the background, wear some flexies, talk about what you're doing at the weekend. Just general chit chat with people, build some relationships ahead of when the spring is coming. Because at least then you're on, you're present, people can see you, the algorithm can see you, your shop is open. And so I want you to disconnect in your head results, okay? I want you to just to try this for 30 days. I want you to disconnect results, forget about getting results. I want you to set yourself a consistency target. I want you to do a 30-day streak. I want you to go live every day for 30 days, even if it's just for 20 minutes. 20 minutes every day will be better for you than doing 1 hour once a week. Set yourself a consistency goal that involves you showing up and going on live, no matter how many people are on, no matter how many people buy things, it doesn't matter. You're showing up every single day for 30 days. And I absolutely promise you, by the end of the 30 days, you'll have people on your live. You'll have people that are talking to you. You'll start to build a community and you will be getting results. But the consistency is everything. Especially when you wake up and think, well, I've been on now 5 days running. I haven't sold anything. Nobody's been on. I can't be asked. Guess what happens then? You've got to go back to zero. There is a finite number of times that, let's set a financial goal. Let's say you want to make £1,000 profit. Okay, £1,000 profit. There is a finite number of times that you will have to go live one after the other in order to make that £1,000 profit. Right? There is, isn't there? There has to be. If I said to you, you need to go live 61 days in a row in order to make the £1,000 profit, what would you do? You'd go live 61 days in a row because you know in your head that you've got to do 61 days and then you're going to get the £1,000. What makes it difficult is we don't know what the number is for you to make £1,000. But what we do know is if you consistently turn up, it will happen. So I want you to bear that in mind. And I want you to remember every time you don't turn up, you go back to zero. You go back to the beginning. You go back to the start, like snakes and ladders. Every time you don't show up, down the snake you go. And it's the massive snake right at the end of the game that takes you right back to the beginning when you were on square 98 and now you're back to square 4. Make yourself a little chart, 30 days. Every day you go live, tick it off on the chart. Try different times of the day. I know some of you can't, that's difficult for some of you in terms of timing because you've got work and stuff, but try if you can different times of the day. See what's best for you. I know my busiest time is between 10 and 12 at night. So that's my busiest time, which is not ideal, guys. I'd like to be in bed doing some special things with my husband, but it's not the way it's working. That's my busiest time. That's the time I need to be online. So think about, okay, try different times, keep an eye on the numbers. The other thing that's really important is I don't know if I can do it on here now, so I haven't just done a live. Probably not. No. When you do a live, the numbers in the top right-hand corner are just the numbers of people that are watching in that moment, okay? When you're at the end of your live, and it gives you 3 numbers, it tells you how many people have watched the live, how many people liked the live, and how many diamonds you got. That first number is important. That is what you should be using as a measure of success. If you've got more than 100 people that come on and watch your live, and they have to have watched it for a few seconds in order for them to register, if you've got more than 100 people, you're in the right direction. All we have to do is do things to get them to stay on. We'll do more training on that. But if that number is anything over 100, you are doing the right thing. Okay? Yes, we want it to get to 1,000. We want it to get to 2,000. We want it to get to 3,000. But we've got to start somewhere. For now, we just want to start off being consistent. Okay? Please do set yourself a consistency goal. Please do show up consistently. And please do let us all know in the group chat when you start to get results from doing this, because I promise that you will.